I just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200 $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696?
Girl, did you say Alabama? You know exactly why your electricity bill is going up. Did you get this letter in the mail by chance? Yeah, it was sent to the residents of Huntsville, Alabama. It says that your electricity bill was going up because of Donald Trump. It has his name actually right here. Pretty clear, you know what I mean? It said, hey, he ended through executive orders some federal grants that were lowering your electric bill. This is the best round of FAFO, and I wasn't going to ream you too hard, but then I went and saw your repost. You posted a lot of stuff from Little Human Being guy, you know, Charlie Kirk. A lot of Daily Wire stuff. A lot of Donald Trump thirst traps, if you will. It said, oh, I know exactly who you voted for. You're the perfect candidate for this video. This is a result of what you voted for, honey. This is a thoughts and terrorist, tater tots and chairs kind of moment. I just want you to enjoy and soak that all in. Take it all in. This is what you voted for. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. And FAFO.
Welcome to another episode of FAFO, where I bring you stories of MAGA voters that have entered the find out phase of their vote. Kenneth on Facebook wrote the following. I voted for rump. For better prices. I was wrong, lol. My bad. First it was eggs. And milk. Now it's gas. I knew I gave that orange MFer too much credit. Where's the service desk? I need to return my vote, lol. And his Facebook post got a few responses. One from Justin says, I voted for the B, too, 3 times. Hate to even write that, but hey, at least I'm able to see that neither side cares. These gas prices are going to be around till about August or longer. A user named Amber responds by saying, I just truly for the life of me do not understand why the F he's still blanking after effing with the Haitians, even but Iran? Man. And feel free to finish the rest of Amber's comment because I'm not going to read that out loud. April responds by saying, the worst part is, gas is now high again. At the same time, everything else skyrocketed. A user named Jason responds by saying, I think it's temporary pain. They should drop within the next couple weeks, and it still isn't as high as it was under Biden. I admit it sucks. Needs to be addressed. I drive a freaking V8. But according to some, the president doesn't control the gas prices. Does he or doesn't he? But still, it effing blows. And then a user named Lewis responds to Jason by saying, I never supported Biden, but I don't ever remember $4.99 a gallon in Chillicothe. In a post from a different user on November 6th of 2024, she wrote, Rump, please make America great again, regardless of differences in opinions. People have, the devil came to steal, unalive, divide and destroy. There's so many struggles out there. Life is too short for hate, chaos, tension, and bitterness. I can't do those things. I choose life, love, and peace. My stress level is high enough as is. Have a good day. #RumpVance2024. Then on November 11th of 2025, the same user writes, so what's the real deal with this? I hear about $2,000 Rump is giving us Americans? Is this legit a thing or not? Well, let's see how she's doing now.
A few moments later.
Well, this user posted an image of gas prices, and she wrote, how in the world are we supposed to get by with gas prices like this? America, it has to change.
My personal fuck around and find out story and why I think it's actually a great tool to use to deprogram people. I grew up in Christian fundamentalism, and that taught me that my religion always had to be conservative Republican, and that basically if I didn't vote conservative Republican, I would go to hell for eternity because I would be causing the new wave of Holocaust in the US, but for the murdering of babies. Anyways, I went to a Christian fundamentalist college where I got to vote the first time. I voted while attending my college, and at my college they basically said that we had to vote Republican or we would go to hell, and that Hillary was Jezebel and would ruin our country, and it was all fear. And I had never talked to a Democrat or heard about Democrat policies at all, because I was just raised in this bubble and I was super naive and thought that I knew everything. and that Democrats were stupid because I was just told my whole life that they were stupid. So I just rolled with that. Anyway, so I voted for the orange man, and I've talked a lot about in different videos this. It's something I deeply, deeply regret. And so I kind of spend my time now saying, don't vote for the orange man. So I voted for him, and things were fine because I was like in college for a few years while he was in there, and then me and my husband went into the real world, and we both actually got jobs pretty easily and a little apartment pretty easily. We got married, and the economy for us was fine, so I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. And then I started hearing about the families getting ripped across, and when he did the Muslim ban, and I remember I saw a video of this guy crying in the airport about how like he couldn't see his family or go home. It was something, and he was just so sincere, and like he was sobbing, and I am an empathetic person. That's what took me out of that cult, is my empathy. And so I just remember thinking, oh, I fucked up. And then seeing the kids separated from their parents, I'm just like, I fucked up. And then hearing everything he was saying about other people and just like how crazy it was getting, and then I already was like, whoa, I fucked up. And then BLM happened, and I realized I fucked up because I'm like, oh my God, he is so racist. And I already should have known he was racist, but it was like, yeah, I fucked up. And then COVID happened, and the US was just fighting with itself instead of just taking the vaccines because of Trump and all of his stupidness. And I was like, I fucked up. And it took all of those years of realizing that I fucked up to not make that mistake and to leave the conservative Republican movement. And so I do hope that this fuck around and find out also causes other people to leave the movement. But we'll see.
Get ready with me while I explain how ICE took my husband and why we might lose everything because of it.
If the next words out of your mouth aren't that you voted for Kamala Harris, I'm gonna have a hard time carrying here, but go ahead, proceed.
Our marriage-based green card interview, which is like the last step to becoming a lawful permanent resident, we were totally expecting to walk out with a green card that day when ICE barged in the middle of our interview, took my husband, handcuffed him, and took him away. No, he was our sole source of income before he was arrested. And now I'm sitting here trying to think about how I'm gonna pay for our rent and all of our bills while dealing with this disaster because they cannot tell us when he'll ever be released.
On first blush, it's hard to tell. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Now, if you look in the comments, you say, I did not vote for Donald Trump, and that seems like a case closed, right? Well, a lot of investigation has been going on by the sleuths on the internet, and they found your repost, and a lot of it looks hardcore MAGA. A lot of Charlie Kirk stuff, a lot of anti-Kamala Harris stuff, a lot of pro-Donald Trump stuff. So are we talking semantics here when you say, I didn't vote for Donald Trump? Did you not vote at all? Because not voting at all is just as bad as voting for Donald Trump. You sat at home, and instead of voting for somebody who would move this country forward and protect somebody like your family and your husband, you voted for somebody who was going to deport everybody. Mass deportations now. How many times do I have to call out the signs that were the RNC saying mass deportations? That, well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. The sure as fuck you did. This is exactly what you voted for. You just didn't think the leopards would eat your face. You fucked around, and now you're finding out. And you come on here and you say, well, I didn't vote for him. Yeah, you didn't vote for Kamala Harris either. And you spread Donald Trump and MAGA bullshit before the election and after. You get no pass. Just because you didn't vote for your husband technically to be removed from this country and deported by ICE doesn't mean you don't have the blood on your hands of what is going on in this country. I don't care if you didn't walk into the booth and vote for Donald Trump. By abstaining and by sharing the information you did, you sure as hell might as well have, because it's the exact same in my boat. So I don't care. I don't have any sympathy. I'm not broken up because this is exactly what you voted for, and to say anything else is total gaslighting. So fuck around and find out, my
Trump supporters, MAGA, another FAFO moment for you. I would hope you would have the courage to watch this video all the way through. I doubt you will. Now, before we go anywhere, I want you to do this. You won't, but I'm going to suggest it. Get your pay stub and look at how much money you are paying into Social Security and Medicare. Now I want you to apply a little math and multiply that amount over every paycheck you have gotten during your entire life, because that's going to give you the total number, the total amount of money that you have put into a savings program for your retirement. It is not a tax. It is a forced savings program that you were forced to pay into. And now it's going to be gone. Because Trump and his band of pirates are wringing their hands and salivating over the fact that they can now steal your Social Security and your Medicare. All because you wanted to save a couple of cents on a carton of eggs. Which, by the way, that's not going to happen either, because Trump's tariffs add a hidden tax to everything you buy, even eggs. Even if eggs are grown locally, they are transported through a system that has a tariff imposed on it, so the price of those eggs still go up, even if they're grown entirely in the United States. But no, we have blinders on and we don't care. We want our orange cult leader no matter what. So what are you going to do when you lose all of that money? And I want you to understand how much money that is. So do that little exercise. Add up how much money you have paid into those programs, because that's how mad you should be when they take it away from you, which they are definitely going to do. You know, you don't just talk about this crap and then not do it. They are foreshadowing what they are going to do so that you slowly get used to it. It is like the frog in a slow boil story, right? Which is, if you put a frog in a pot and you slowly bring it to boil, the frog doesn't object. It just slowly comes to a boil. But if you take that frog and you drop it into a pot of boiling water, it screams and yells, and that's what they do to you. They slowly, incrementally get you used to the idea of being abused by them, to the point where you'll actually cheer for it, which is what you've been doing. So what are you going to do when this actually happens? I'm curious. Are you going to put the blame where it belongs? Or are you just going to roll over and say, well, okay, that was a socialist program. That was communism. It was socialism. I'm going to be so curious to see what happens with you when the hammer falls. FAFO.
Trump supporters are in the FAFO phase. This one lost their job, got denied benefits, and they're about to lose their home. Yeah, they're one of that 28% increase that I posted about, one of that 45,000 in March of home foreclosures.
Welcome to this episode of FAFO Masterpiece Theater, where I bring you a story of a MAGA voter that has entered the find out phase of their vote. Today's episode features Misty from Instagram Threads. And here's how this one started, because on November 16th of 2025, Misty posted this on Threads, and it says, quote, "Since Matt lost his job of almost a decade, started his welding class, and applied to be my caretaker, we have had to apply for aid. As annoying as it is, I'm actually grateful for the hoops Indiana makes people jump through to get state aid/welfare. It shouldn't be easy. We voted for this, and we do not regret it. Keep up the great work, President Rump. Have a blessed day." And here's how it's going for Misty.
A few moments later.
Because just a few short days ago, Misty posted the following on Threads, and it says, quote, "My husband and I have applied for help consistently since he lost his job in October. We have consistently proven everything they have asked. They keep denying us. They just stopped paying my Medicare premiums. Our accounts are in the hole, but they keep denying us anyway. I am so tired of being burned. We now have to figure out how to sell a house we can afford before they foreclose, with no money for repairs and renovations. I'm so very tired. And let's just say that the comment section on her post decided to come in and torture. Catherine wrote, all the immigrants I know start businesses in that situation. Maybe you can try that. DeAndre writes, I'm sure some physical labor would be good for both of them. Graham wrote, you voted for this. Every bit of it.
FAFOs every day. And if you're not following this creator who I tagged, he is got so much work he posts every day. And the irony is I still have Trump supporters arguing about economic data while they're paying higher gas prices and food prices, diesel prices every single day. Do you feel sorry for them? Drop your comments and follow us both for more.
Who let Gen X off the hook? Why are we talking shit about those guys?
Don't do that.
Just don't. We don't need to wake up Gen X. They're fine.
We do not invoke Gen X for a reason.
If you invite us into a battle, we will come.
We will fuck you up. We are older than Google. We are not the bigger person. Leave us alone.
Yeah, us Gen Xers, we don't exactly come with warning labels. We didn't grow up with warning labels, Mr. Yuck aside. But that said, if we did have a warning label on us, it would probably be open at your own risk. We're not really the forgotten generation so much as the let's just leave them alone generation. Let's leave them to their own devices generation. God knows we were as kids. Because although our parents didn't actively try to kill us, the adults in our lives weren't necessarily trying to get rid of us. They certainly didn't do much to prevent that particular thing from happening. What with the toys and the games, the non-supervision, the playgrounds. And all that said, yeah, we grew up as the let's thin this herd generation. The want to weed out the weak generation. The let's see what Darwin wants to do with these kids generation. Leave them home with Aquanet and a lighter and let's just see what they do with it generation. That bike ramp made out of rusty nails and pressure-treated lumber? Sure, perfectly safe kind of generation. So before ripping off that warning label and bringing yourself to our attention, maybe these creators have the right idea.
We're not gonna open that can of worms.
We do not need to go find them. They are perfect where they are.
We voted for Mr. Trump.
Okay, what happened this time?
Mr. Trump, you're supposed to be our hero, man. But I don't understand how this makes any sense for anyone. The Hispanic community is extremely afraid. There is fear in people's stomachs, and that is not good.
Oh, gee, do you think your vote might have anything to do with that?
We believe that you could change this by tomorrow with your strength and your policy.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. That's like asking Colonel Sanders to stop selling chicken.
We know that you are a builder, you've been in development, and you know that we need our people to build America. Immigrants are the foundation of America. We are all immigrants here in the United States, and we gotta save that American dream. God bless America.
Oh, Mario sounds like he's very upset that his bottom line is getting affected. Because he voted for the guy that ran on mass deportations, but is shocked that those deportations are affecting his business. Typically, you would think people would be happy that they got what they voted for. For example, if I voted in favor of school lunches for kids, and if that policy took place and happened, I'd be really happy. Mario voted for the guy that ran on mass deportations, but is shocked that those deportations are affecting him personally. And it seems like Mario has entered the find out phase of his vote. I genuinely hope that Mario is enjoying his FAFO moment. But anyway.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're seeing my lovely face for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. That's the best way to put more smile on my face. And make sure you like, share, comment in the comment section. And also remind you once again, make sure you click the like button, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.